I chose to begin my own business 2 years ago. I'm going to tell you exactly what led me to make this jump and how you can too. Hi, I'm Alethea. I help aspiring entrepreneurs build the business of their dreams so they can live a life of freedom and fulfillment on their own terms. Okay, the vibe here is all about getting paid to be authentically you. Not pretending to be someone else, not doing the most, not dressing a certain way, being you. I'm so excited to share with y'all my story today. Let's get right into it. So almost 4 years ago now, I had my daughter and she was in the NICU for 2 months. So I wasn't really able to see her every day. It was a struggle, it was painful, and when I finally brought her home, I knew that I wanted to spend as much time as possible with this beautiful baby girl. And so I chose to be a stay-at-home mom, and my fiance went to work, and I stayed home with my daughter. And while this was great, I was realizing I wasn't having the freedom that I craved and that I desired. I've always been creative, so I spent a lot of my free time creating, crocheting, making clothes, dancing, doing what I loved, but I wasn't really able to make an income. We were in a very tough financial situation where we didn't know how we were gonna pay rent each month. Like, it was like grasping at straws, and I decided to go back to work. So I went to work on the weekends as a brunch server, and I did make some money, but I felt so exhausted and so drained by the end of my shifts. I would come home and sleep on the couch for like 4 to 5 hours straight. And it was taking away time from my family. I wasn't able to hang out with my fiance very much. I wasn't able to be with my daughter and be present with her very much. And I knew I had to do something different. I was heavily drinking at the time, just to kind of numb the pain of not being where I wanted to be, of the financial hardship I was going through, of feeling so different and strange and weird. I've never been one to work a 9-to-5 job. The one 9-to-5 job I had, I lasted 6 months, and it was a struggle to get me there every day. I knew that I wasn't meant for that lifestyle. I have ADHD and autism, allegedly. Haven't been exactly diagnosed, but like, I'm pretty sure, okay? I have been diagnosed with ADHD, but the autism is a newer thing that I'm awakening to and starting to understand in myself. And work drains me. It's very hard for me to be at a specific place at a specific time and doing the thing they want me to do and putting on a mask to be somebody that I'm not. And that's really what work felt like every single day for me, and it was draining and it was exhausting. I've always been very much into personal development and spirituality and manifestation. For years, I've been studying this, and I really loved listening to podcasts and learning and educating myself and just trying to be the best version of me possible. That was my whole goal. I knew that I wanted to be better. I knew that I didn't want to be an alcoholic. I knew that I wanted to do really well for my daughter and help raise her in a home where she was confident and successful and creative and loved, truly loved in a way that I didn't get to experience in my life. So I've always just wanted to be the best person I can be for her. And so as I was continuing every day to listen to these personal development podcasts, these manifestation podcasts, and, you know, really talking about that and completely diving into this vibe, I had a friend that danced at the same dance studio as me who had a book by Gala Darling, Magnetic Mindset, and she let me borrow it. She said, "You can borrow this." And I read the book and I was amazed. I loved Gala's work. Like, it just resonated with me so hard. She's a sober girly. She doesn't drink. She lives life to the fullest. She loves the color pink just like me. Like, she is such a huge girly girl vibe, hot, magnetic queen. And I just felt so seen by her and so inspired by her. Seeing her get paid to be who she is authentically and to help other women do the same, that like lit me up. It lit a fire in me. So I followed Gala on Instagram, and she ended up having a free masterclass happening a month later, and I of course signed up. I had never done a free workshop online before. This was brand new to me. This is my first one, and I was so excited. So I showed up live. I got so much value from it. Like, it lit a fire under me that I had never gotten lit under me before. And I felt like, oh my gosh, something is awakening within me. Like, this is brand new. This is fun. This is exciting. So I did the workshop. At the end of the workshop, she upsold to a 2-part workshop called Release and Reset, which was for the new year. I believe this was 2023. It would have been the new year for 2023. And I signed up. I was like, yes, I am 150% doing this. Yes. So I showed up, and it was a 2-day experience. We got to dress as our future self, and I was wearing this purple sparkly dress with glitter in my hair and just having the time of my life. Like, I truly had so much fun in the online education space with Gala, and I wrote out all my plans for the year. We did a bunch of exercises. If you're interested in the Release and Reset workshop, I believe Gala Darling sells it every new year, so you can follow her on Instagram and wait for it. It's almost December. I know, kind of almost December. So you can hop on and join her. It's tons of fun. And as I'm planning out my year, I decided I wanted to like create an art type of business, like make money on my own time doing what I love. I was very, very into crocheting at the time, so I made a goal to sell 12 pieces of my art. And I did that. In the first month, I sold 12 pieces, and I realized that crocheting, I would never make my money doing that. Like, the amount of time that crochet takes versus how much you can actually sell the pieces for, it just doesn't balance out. And so I knew I had to do something different. I had this revelation in March on a family cruise that my mom got us for Christmas. In the car, I was driving to the cruise station for 9 hours and crocheting the entire time, and my hands hurt so bad, and I just knew this was gonna destroy my body, and I wasn't going to get the return that I was wanting to receive. I've always had big dreams. I've always wanted to live a huge, crazy, beautiful, luxurious life, and crochet was not gonna get me there. Plus, I'd already surpassed my goal so easily. The goal I set for the 12 months, I passed it in 1 month. Like, I had to dream bigger. So I went on my cruise, I came home, I continued to listen to podcasts, and I ended up finding a business podcast, There She Rose by Jamie C. And she mixes like manifestation and business. So really I started listening to like the energy work ones and the abundance ones, because like I said, this girl's finances were like so bad, scary bad. And I listened to the podcast, and she kept talking about a course that she was selling, CEO Club, which essentially helps you take your coaching business and turning it into passive income, like a course. And I knew that sounded really interesting to me and really fun to me. I didn't have a coaching business. I did teach dance. I taught pole dancing, and I taught lira and like circus stuff and heels. So I knew how to teach. I'd been teaching for a really long time, but I didn't have like a coaching business, you know? I taught on somebody else's time. And I got my tax refund back, and I decided to use the tax money to buy this course. And that was the first step I took to really build my own business. And I started CEO Club. It was great. I loved it. It was a lot. And I spent like an hour every day while my daughter was asleep working on this and building this. And I just felt so free. Like I could do this on my own time in my own home in the comfort of my bed, and I could have the rest of the day to play with my daughter, to play with my family, to create the art that I wanted to create. And I really felt so like free. For the first time in my life, I felt free, and I felt like there was so much possibility ahead of me. So much possibility ahead of me. I had quit drinking. At this point, I was 3 months sober, so I was like really in it. And I knew that this would be where I would put my energy, and this is how I would grow, and this was my new path. And so I started Alchemy by Alethea. The name came to me as I was performing at a show one night, and it just like popped in my head, and I thought, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because alchemy is the art of like transforming something into something else. Taking what you have in front of you and turning it into literal gold. And that's exactly what I did. I took my situation, my sad situation that wasn't super great. I felt so unfulfilled and so unhappy a lot of the time. I had substance abuse issues. I was struggling, and I knew I wanted something better for myself. And what I had done was I had taken all these pieces of my life, I had taken all these tools and these things that I had learned, and I had literally taken them and transformed them into a new version of me. I am such a different person now than I was then. And I can honestly say that it is all because I decided to build my own business. The growth that has followed me in those 2 years, it's been a little over 2 years, maybe almost 2 years. I can't really remember the math right now. But since I started my business is like insane. The spiritual growth, the personal growth, the motivation, the discipline, the drive. I have never felt so committed and devoted to something in my entire life. This is the first time that I've truly felt that way. My spiritual practice has grown so much. My energy levels have risen so much. I've learned so much about myself and about the world and about what I want to do and who I am here to serve and who I am here to be. And the window of possibility has just opened for me so much. I've seen so many people doing amazing things in the world, and I know that that is possible for anybody at all. And that's what drove me to start my business. That's it. There's so much more to the story of Alchemy by Alethea and how it came to be, and the lessons and the journey that I have gone through, and I do plan on sharing that with you. I just wanted to start by telling you why I chose this life, and truly I chose this life for freedom. I chose this life for fulfillment, and I chose this life for opportunity. Every single thing that I had done and every single place that I had worked was dependent on other people and what other people wanted from me, and I couldn't live like that anymore. It was killing me, truly. I needed to live for myself. I needed to do something for myself. I needed to transform the world for myself. I wanted to be of more service. I wanted to help more people. I wanted to guide more people to live their best life. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And I feel so proud and so grateful to be here with you. Truly so, so grateful. And if you're feeling a pull or a nudge or a call deep inside your soul to do something bigger, to do something more meaningful, to grow and expand at a rate that you have never thought possible, I invite you to come work with me so we can build the business of your dreams together. I will help you because you deserve it. You deserve to live a life of freedom and fulfillment. You deserve to have time for your family and your hobbies and your joy, and to feel a spark again, to feel some abundance and some opportunity in your life. You deserve to know that anything you imagine is so possible for you. And I want to get you there. If starting a business sounds interesting to you at all whatsoever, I invite you to email me, alchemybyalethea@gmail.com. I will put it in the description box, to book a free market research call with me. In exchange for your time, I will give you a free Astro-Aligned session where we look at your birth chart and tell you like your purpose and how business could work for you specifically. I'm very, very much into astrology and energetics, and I truly believe that we all have our own unique way of doing things in the world, and what works for one person is not going to work for you. So I love offering these readings to help you see yourself and work with the energy that you have to grow something truly unbelievable. So that's what I will give you in exchange for 30 minutes of your time to answer some quick questions for me. Again, email me at my email below. Just say, hi, I'm interested in a market research call. That's it. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. If you're excited about this journey and you're excited to see what's possible, I invite you to subscribe because I have so much magic coming your way. This is a big pivot in my life. This is the start of something entirely new and expansive and bigger than I could have ever imagined. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long, long time, and here I am doing it. If you want to support big dreamers like me, like you, like all the people in this community, give this video a like. It's completely free. And then comment below what type of business you would like to have, or why you are interested in building your own empire. I want to hear. I'll see you next week. I love you so much. You deserve to live a life of freedom, fulfillment, and finances. Like the good kind of finances, the abundant, wealthy, magic finances. I'll see you soon. Mwah.